Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business. And the way that these videos work is that they follow the exact same framework every single day. And it's quite simple. I start with questions from the audience. You can pop your question down below and then I'll answer it in tomorrow's video. Then I'll run you through my business stats, how much money I make, how much money I spend, and the overall growth of my social accounts. Then I run you through my to-do list and the things that I do on a day-to-day basis, calls, tasks, priorities, and then I live strategize my current bottlenecks and situation right in front of your eyes at the end of this video. Because I have one goal and one goal in mind, which is to do $1 million a year in personal profit, and I can only take calls 3 days a week, and I have to operate my businesses at 85% profit margins, which kind of like forces me to take better decisions and think more and better about how I spend my time and money. So today I'm sick, unfortunately, which means that today has been a horrible day because I've just been sleeping for like 12-14 hours because I'm going on vacation tomorrow with my family. So today I've only been doing client work. This is why I'm recording this a little bit late. I've just been sleeping and answering clients. But let's get into it. Questions. So we'll find the questions tab, and then let's just run it up. So Joseph asks, let me see so you can see actually here. Love the series, Fred. Thank you so much, bro. Super insightful. I'm getting a bunch of leads through my organic YouTube funnel, 10 per day. Good job, but they're all unqualified, mostly from third world countries and under 18. Any thoughts? So first of all, bro, good job on the 10 leads per day from organic YouTube. That's pretty good. 700 subs in a business niche is also pretty nice. Let me just open up your profile, bro, and it maybe gives me some more context to what you do. So video editing, first of all, is probably the thing that stands out here. I think video editing is a business model that will attract more people from third world countries, since it's a great way for them to make a good amount of money in terms of what they are used to. And I can also see that you have a few outliers here, bro, which is solid. Outliers, right? It's typically videos that are more broader, that gets a more broad audience in. So more people into your funnel, which typically also means more unqualified people. So I think it's important for everyone who watches this to understand that in business and online business, 80 to 90% of the leads that you get through is shit. And I've attended so many masterminds and had multiple mentors, and it's always the same things. How can we get rid of the bad leads and get only good people? Do a different hook in your ad. Are you making $1 million a year? You'll still get 80 to 90% bad leads. It's just the name of the game. But the way that you want to see it is that it's a volume game, right, bro? So for example here, bro, you get 10 leads per day, but maybe 80% is unqualified. This means that you get 2 people per day that wants to work with you, right? That can probably afford it, which is actually fine if you have a high ticket offer. That is why I always recommend people with a lower audience that doesn't have like many people to sell to have a high ticket offer, because then you need the fewer people that are qualified can actually pay you more money because you don't have volume, right? But then once you have volume, then you can move to a lower ticket offer where you play volume game. So maybe you're getting 10,000 leads per day, 20% is qualified, that's 2,000 leads that is qualified per day, where the majority of them maybe can afford something at 100, 150, 200 bucks a month if you want to go the MRR school route, for example. So I think, bro, what you can do is just see if you can be better at maybe seeing if you can, before they enter the funnel, that like to get them filtered off before they go further down, so that you don't spend time on them, right? The main thing is that, yeah, you get a lot of people in, but as long as you don't spend time on them, then it shouldn't really be a problem, right? So I think, bro, what you can do is, I try my best to do this inside of like my videos in terms of like my description.
I make
So for example,
det her
I give some context, right, in terms of like, I don't have any special, but I try to frame it in my videos of like, I don't work with these type of people. I only work with you if you have cases. I only work with you if you're making like a certain amount of money, these kind of things. So you can consider that, Joseph. But I think at the end of the day, bro, it's just the name of the game, and you should just prioritize your time and energy on the leads that are actually qualified, and then don't focus too much of your time and energy on the ones that aren't. So I hope that makes sense, bro. It's very hard to get rid of. It's just how it is when you speak about money and business and online income. But I appreciate the question, bro, and thank you so much for following along here. Hey Fred, thanks for providing constant and transparent. Thank you so much, bro. How do you go about planning and scripting your content specifically for IG? Do you have a team doing it for you? Do you write everything yourself? And is it something you should? Is it something you consult other people, experienced creators for? Do you feel trust in your own intuition? Very good question, bro. So one of the tasks that I've never outsourced and never will is the content creation and writing process. I think it is so important that you have the skill of articulating the things that you experience and learn and do in your business. And the only way that I can do that is by writing it down. So I write all my YouTube videos myself. I come up with the packaging as well. I write all of my Instagram reels myself. And then the only help that I get is in post-production, right? So like editing, thumbnails, these things is where I have a team for it. And yeah, I think it's content and branding is a huge part of the content ecosystem flywheel that I preach. It's heavily carried by YouTube and Instagram, because the way that I see it is just like you get first impressions are kind of like ads. You want people into your ecosystem, and then YouTube and Instagram takes care of converting people. And then I'm a big advocate for having your own unique mechanism and way of doing things, so that you're kind of like a niche of one. So that I preach the digital coffee shop, right? I'm the only person in the world that has a digital coffee shop, which means I'm the only one that can serve people who wants to run a digital coffee shop. So personal branding and your own content, your own tone of voice, your own stories and analogies and the things that makes you, you're the only one that can write about it. So I tell all of the people that I work with, write your own content. It's not scalable, but it will make you more money than anything if you stick to it for a long enough period of time, because people can feel that I write my own content. So yeah, bro, I definitely consult people on it, but it's not like that. I do give people some templates and frameworks and like thought processes that I use, but I also try to force people to think of their own style and vision with their content, kind of. So I hope that makes sense, man. Thank you so much for the question. Could you walk us through the process of how you choose which leads to focus on and how you choose clients? Seeing the different steps of how you learn, that would be cool. And could you give us a percentage-based breakdown of where leads come from? So what's lead to focus and how you choose my clients? Good question, bro. So the way that I see it is that they need to already be creating content at some form. It can be written, it can be videos, it can be email, it can be YouTube, it can be Instagram. They just need to have some social proof of them sharing something online, because that's a huge thing for me. It's like, it doesn't have to be good or anything. They just need to be open-minded towards creating content, because it's such a heavy part of the funnel. Then they need case studies. So like they either need to be a case of their own, so meaning they have done the transformation. It can be them being in an amazing shape, or them having built an awesome business and now wanting to consult, or now wanting to train others. So case studies is extremely important. And then I expect them to have somewhat of an income already, either from their main business, their online business that they want to scale, or another kind of like thing that they've done that have provided them an income, because then I know that they have like a longer time horizon in terms of like their decision making. It's very hard to work with people who are stressed or in a state of survival, because they expect short-term results. When you expect short-term results, you don't get it. When you focus on long-term results, you get short-term results. It's kind of like a paradox. It's funny how it works. So, and bro, I've maybe I've maybe hosted like 300 weekly calls where people would ask me to do funnel reviews in real time for their clients. So like, I think within 5 seconds I can spot if I can help a person or not, just from their profile, content, offer, cases, bio, these things, which is just a pro of having doing this thing for such a long time, right? Seeing the how you evaluate. Yeah, that's kind of like how I evaluate. That's the process. Could you give us a percentage breakdown where your leads come from? 90% of the people that work with me have consumed my YouTube videos, so typically they enter my ecosystem on Instagram. But you can also see that I've had some viral videos on YouTube, the digital coffee shop, how to attract an audience of buyers. So these last few months, I've actually gotten more new traffic from YouTube than what I'm used to. But typically they'll see me on Instagram, end in my stories and reels, see a YouTube video, end in stories and reels, see another YouTube video, and then DM me. And then the process kind of like starts from there. So I'd say that probably like 80% of new eyeballs comes from IG. Everyone watches my YouTube videos, and yeah, typically when they come from IG, it's ads. But I haven't been running ads for the last 9 months, so it's mainly been organic that has just been doing its thing. But I would normally get all of my traffic from ads, because I create boring nurturing middle of funnel, bottom of funnel content, because I focus more on cash and clients rather than being famous. And then I have targeted ads in place to get the right people in, which could be a good note to Joseph actually down here, that he should consider starting some ads so that he can control the targeting himself of the people who end up in his funnel. So I hope that makes sense, bro. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing so much with us, Fred. Your videos have been super helpful. Thank you, bro. Would you be able to do a breakdown of one of your old VSL to paid ads you were running on IG to show us what made them effective? Would be super helpful and interesting to hear your mindset when making them. Thanks, man. Of course, bro. I actually read your question before running this thing. So you can see my tabs up here. I found my old ads folder from my previous coaching business and my old VSL, so I can like quickly walk you through that if you like. We'll do it. And then I'll just like give you some thoughts and why I ran it the way that I did, kind of. This is my old ads folder. We can try to watch some of the hooks and like the concepts of them, and then I'll kind of like explain.
It's no longer.
So let's see the hook.
Do you want to start and scale the best agency model of 2024? Then listen here. In an online world ruled by the 3-second attention span, capturing it is the name of the game. It's no longer just about being seen. It's about being remembered.
So here, right, it's like this ad was like very broad. Everyone who wants to like make some money online. So it's like best model in 2024, right? And then kind of like the framing here is that we need to relate our business model and vehicle to something that everyone can understand. Everyone can understand that short form content, reels, these like catchy things are popping up on our feed. So like imagine if you could learn how to create this kind of like marketing and these videos for companies so that you could produce instead of consume. That angle worked pretty well, and we used that multiple times over and over again. Let's see the hook of this one.
So the social media algorithm knows more about you than your closest friends and family. It sounds super scary, and it actually is. But to my luck, that is why you're watching this video. Because when we created this sponsored post, we targeted 3 interests.
So what people don't know is that this is actually a retargeting ad. Let me see, there we go, and here. So this is actually a retargeting ad. This means that this is only being shown to an audience that have interacted with either my landing page or my Instagram profile in the last 180 days. They don't have to follow, they don't have to have given me their details, but just the fact that they visited Instagram or visited the landing page gave us the details about the person so that we could take this specific ad and run it to these people. So what we're doing here is that we're putting a positive label on people. It's like we know that because you're watching this, it's because you're this kind of person that wants to start their own business. You want to do hard work, and you want to make it online. So we actually like put them into like we know that you want to do this thing because it was a retargeting, but no one knows that. So it was a very transparent, like this is an ad. Like we paid to put this in front of you because we know you want to start a business. So that worked pretty well. There's like 45 ads in here, so I'm not going to go through all of them. Let's see if we can find like an older one.
I will personally wire transfer you $5,000 and
maybe the only regret that I have about my old coaching business is publicly running top of funnel, so new ads, like people's first impression of me was my guarantee instead of my personality and the things that I've done. That's the only regret that I actually have about that business. Because I think a guarantee is cool and a guarantee is fine. It's good of pushing people over the line with a guarantee. But at the same time, you don't want the first impression to be the guarantee, because what you get here is that if you run normal ads, if I say, hey, I'm Fred, I've scaled this short form content agency to this. Now I teach others. You need to be hardworking. You need to understand it's a long-term game, and you're not here for quick cash. Then all of the people that will resonate with this messaging will enter my funnel, and then the guarantee is a bonus, right? The guarantee is like, hey, I like Fred, I like the business model. This is something for me. The guarantee makes it more logical for me to invest into the mentorship program. Whereas when it's the guarantee first, right, it's like they don't care about me, they don't care about the business model, all they care about is the guarantee. And when you only care about a guarantee in business, then your business is gonna suck, right? Because you're doing it for all of the wrong things. So this is not a good example of an ad that you should run. If I were to run this again, I would do it in retargeting, but now I'm not the biggest fan of guarantees, so I wouldn't publicly use it in ads. If you have a guarantee, it's good for sales calls and pushing people over the line, but not publicly. Let's see this one.
comparison is the thief of joy, especially if you are an online entrepreneur.
So I actually took one of the some of the normal reels that I created that was like more personal story analogies, and then I ran them as ads, and they just for like profile visits on Instagram actually worked pretty good. This was one of my older VSLs actually.
Welcome to this video. As promised, I will today be showing you exactly how you can benefit from attention is the new currency and start and scale your own agency. And yes, I will be selling you something because, as you know, I run my own coaching program. But please also note, I don't sell to everyone because the coaching program...
I'll just like skip through this and then you can like see the structure of the VSL. Typically I would always like be very transparent because in my ads I would typically say, hey, this is an ad, right? And I want you to watch this ad, watch my training video, book a call with my team, and I want to sell you something, right? So like I was very like publicly telling people what my intention was to not gatekeep anything, and I kind of like kept this recurring theme during the VSL. So it switched between me full screen and then like
possible, and how can you guarantee? So the service boiled down to the outsource and scale. So
how is this even possible? Then it's like a 3-step process, right? A trending service, easy outsource, and then tailored game plan. So this was one of the first VSLs that we ran, and I'll show you. This was the latest VSL that we ran. It was just 10 minutes of social proof. So like proof of concept of my own business, and then it was just client testimonials. So if it can load here, so you can kind of see we went from like a nice setup to more like raw, because basically what happened was that we slowly became one of the biggest coaching programs in Denmark, if not the biggest at the time, and everyone was ripping off
Michael from the US
setup that I've always had in my content, which is completely fair. Game is game. So what we did was that we just like we flipped everything on its head, kind of like when William Brown started doing all the raw YouTube videos. We did that with like looms and boring bedroom breakdowns almost, right? So this is basically just like social proof all over. A funny note that I realized when I ran the BSL ads was actually that the more I spoke about the business model, the more people clicked off. So like we would track everything in the VSL, right? Inside of something called Vistia, which is a video tracking software where you can see the retention rate, and like the retention rate would be like opt-in, and then like I can try to draw this thing actually for you. I don't have my iPad here, but let's just. So like the opt-in would be here, right? So like people would start, they would start in the top, right? And then it would like go like this, and then like, because that's typical, right? Then here I would start talking about the business model, and we'll do like this. And then like we maybe had like a 12% watch through rate, right? So basically the way that we always did these VSLs was that, all right, now that we know that there's a drop off here, right? So next time I'm recording it, I'm saying the exact same thing, but then I am switching this here that made people drop. So like maybe here, and then it dropped. Then next time again. And I record my VSL 45 times. So at the end, it had like a number that we could profitably scale with, and then we were happy. And once that number started dropping, new VSL, test again, new VSL, test again. So that was kind of like how we went about it. I hope that makes sense, bro. If I were you, bro, let me check out here. Okay, you don't have, that's all good. But I would say VSL and ads, it's completely fine. I would prioritize ecosystems, flywheels, long form, and profile visit ads to Instagram in 2025. That's just my humble opinion. Can I design your thumbnails, Fred? No, thank you, bro. Because I have been such a smart man that I've created templates together with my creative director, so that my dumbass can easily duplicate and write my own thumbnails here. Come on. All right. We're already 20 minutes in. A lot of questions. Very good questions today, gang. I really, really appreciate it. But there's also no to-do list and no strategy today because I'm absolutely cooked. Let's remove this. Okay, right. Let's go to business stats. So main YouTube. Let's see how many. Let's zoom out. Analytics for daily updates, 57. And for the main channel, I've started posting my shorts on this channel actually. and it's kind of performing quite alright. I'll try to post some more, and then I'll give you some data. Let's see here, 29.98. There we go, on daily update, 57. Revenue yesterday, I did, shout out that guy. I did 985, and also the same in cash. Let's see if we spent any money yesterday on some subscriptions or something. I also made $10 from school, but we won't count that. I spent $7 yesterday on Excalidraw, which is the thing that I use for daily updates. Current rev for the month 41.5, and current cash 27.2. It's 22nd of May. It's fine. If you watch these videos, you know that I don't do any marketing right now because I'm full capacity. To-do list today, literally just client communication, client work. I had to move some calls around due to me being sick. So I just been answering clients on text through Slack, and then I've been sleeping. So that's it, because tomorrow I'm traveling all day to Turkey on family vacation. Then I'll take the weekend off just to like reset. I did a 3-week sprint here in Spain with like 21 days straight working and batching and doing a lot of stuff, which was super cool. But now I'm looking forward to taking a more slow weekend with just like content creation and writing and these kind of things. So nothing crazy today. I dove a little bit more into the questions. Hope you enjoyed that. I really appreciate all of your questions, and I hope that you'll continue to keep that up. So yeah, we can actually see inside of my analytics here that it looks like the coffee shop is starting to pick back up a little bit again. It had like a dead period here, and now it's getting a little bit more traction. And actually the same with this video as well, which is the audience of buyers. I don't know if it's some of the shorts that has triggered some new people on the channel. You can see like pretty good, like 40 views per hour, right, when it was like 13, 14. Pretty happy about that. So gang, thank you so much for watching this video, man. I love doing these, even though that today I felt like shit. It was like actually nice to do this, to feel a little productive. I think sometimes it's hard as an entrepreneur running your own thing to like accept that you don't feel your best because it's like no one else is gonna come and do your shit, right? But yeah, this was nice. It's a raw reality here. I shouldn't complain. I have an amazing business, an amazing life, and I think I was just a little burnout after a little sprint here. But I really appreciate you watching. We'll see each other tomorrow morning, which is only in like 13, 14 hours, because I have to record this early morning because we will be traveling until like 10 p.m. Because we have to go Copenhagen first, and then Copenhagen to Zurich, and Zurich to Turkey, and then airport to hotel. So horrible day, but I'm looking forward to it a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.